I usually keep quiet around this time, except for when I feel like we kind of off a lot. A lot of respect for Coach Sheed. I watched him a few times. Their weaknesses is Bosco's strength. I think Bosco wins that 31-7.
Ooh.
35-14 max.
Oh, so you added another tutty on top of my 2-8.
Respectfully.
Hold me down, Sheed.
She know my brother, man. We chop it up on a lot in the back channel, but again, just keep it a buck, not keep it a friend.
A lot of these offers don't be that real, so it's not committable.
That feel like when everybody's getting their turn and it's not yours. What they call you? Godfather, New Jersey.
You powerful man. I ain't gonna brag, but that's what they said. I ain't say that.
What's up, my peoples? We back.
We back, yes.
Long week, you know what I'm saying? Now I was on the predictions again. Some good games this week. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. My brother got to go out and experience a good tailgate over there at Bergen. My other brother, Ahmed, got to go out there to see the West Orange and Irvington game. Gave y'all some live footage of that on our story. You know, it was a good week, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what you got? What happened with them Publix this week?
First off, I got to send a big shout out to some of the parents over at Bergen Catholic, man. The tailgate, you know, all the trash talking. That was.
What trash talking? Let us know. Like, give us the atmosphere.
So shout out to Kai Sanders' father,
Quan Jesse.
Yeah. Shout out to Daquan Stewart's father, and then number 5 and number 24's dad as well. And then my man, obviously, Mujahid father, he couldn't wait, you know, on the walk up. He got me walking in, and it was just crazy, man. And then seeing like all my old, the old family. Brick City parents, and then with, you know, and some of them on prep and then some on Bergen, but everybody was together. It was a beautiful sight to see, and then just seeing, you know, how we used to be together back in the day. We still together, obviously, don't get that twisted, but just to see them, I knew this day would come. Like, and I always used to tell them about that when they were in the program, and then now to like see it go, come all, you know, full circle, and then talking smack. So, you know, they you know, we'll get into that later, but shout out to those parents, man. You guys doing a heck of a job with y'all kids. Shout out to my guy, Ron King's father, Speedy, mom and dad, they were there as well. So it was like it was just a, you know, dope setting. But
real quick, I don't want you to just skirt past that. What they serving in the parking lot? Because I know back in the day, they was deep frying turkeys and all type of. Melvin father from East Orange used to be there doing the fish fry. Anybody had it going like that?
Oh, nah, they call it Quan's Corner. So he got the all the way to the back.
Quan's Corner.
You know, he got the speakers hooked up. Just a nice spread. They had the chicken, the sandwiches. I brought one of the kids that I mentor to the tailgate. He got a chance to eat, see the atmosphere, see what I was talking about, how I want to bring this back to Newark, doing things like that. And Quan and the rest of the dads, they really put it on. Shout out to Prep too. They do it real big. They got the bus and you know.
What do you mean the bus? What's the bus?
They got a mobile home where they it's part of like they tailgate thing. So Prep do it big. You know what I'm saying? It was a battle of the tailgates as well. Bergen had kind of got that.
What they serving over there? Prep?
No. Prep food is good. The thing is, they was in the church parking lot, so I basically they couldn't really like get it turned up like they normally do.
Bergen.
So Bergen was like a carnival because it was like a whole bunch of tailgates. The difference is, shout out to, Prep do theirs together. So it's like one big tailgate versus
different families do different
so they was doing like that. But it was a good pregame before the game started. So that was like a college game day type of atmosphere up at Bergen Catholic, getting ready for that St. Peter's Prep.
Any heat for your prediction?
Yeah, I got a lot of heat. Everybody ran down, let me know who's gonna do what, and this, that, and the third, and da. They definitely let me hear it. You know what I mean? I heard that all pregame. So shout out to them, man. They made it happen.
We'll get to it.
So Shabazz knocks off Glenridge. That helps them make the playoffs for consecutive years. Weekway lost to Immaculate, and
is that Weekway's first loss?
Yes. Yes. And I really wanted to say that for last, but being that we're talking about it right now, this is the part where I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree.
All right. I feel like I seen Immaculate play. No, not Immaculate. I take that back. They lost to Immaculata. They lost to Immaculata. Now,
private school, Nas. They recruit.
Don't stop. Don't do that. One thing about Logan he have on his team is like, so when you in Newark and you get all the kids that was dope, that was playing youth ball or doing this, that, he got that on his team. You know what I'm saying? With the linemen to go along with it. He got the biggest like team around, like as far as a public school in Newark, right? I seen Immaculata. I watched Pope John beat Immaculata to sleep. You see what I'm saying? And Weekway got more talent than Pope John has.
Stop, Nas. That's the Newark Homer. You being a Homer right now.
Are you
saying
bugging?
that just because they got the Newark kids?
They got Lil Shady. You see Weekway team?
I'm just trying to pull it out you, man.
Yo, Weekway have a loaded squad, hands down. And I feel like they got a good coaching staff. I just feel like, man, we just got to be able to knock off those guys like that, Immaculata, like that.
Immaculata.
That type of schools like
Ridgewood.
that. Yeah.
Those proud schools. Wayne Hills used to be like that. Those getting over the hump. Like Smoke had to knock some of those off to get his final chip.
True.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
maybe it's taking time. Maybe it's coming. But I just look at that Weekway team when I saw them just how they dominated Westside. I felt that it was no school like Immaculata, the Immaculates, St. Joe's, Metuchen. None of these type of schools could play with them. That's how I feel about Weekway. So maybe don't look at it like I'm saying anything bad. I'm just holding y'all to a higher standard.
You think maybe they overlooked them? Or can
it was
they
tight.
afford to
Let me just say
overlook
this. All right, they banged out with them. They banged out with them. They lost in overtime. It was like 24-21, something like that. I just feel like that's how high of a standard I hold y'all to. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all, not just going out there and getting punched in their mouth. I'm just feel like that I thought maybe Weekway would have a good game with a Pope John. That's the way I feel like they stacked with talent. They loaded, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like this their year to win a state championship. I think that Immaculata game is gonna kind of wake them up for the playoffs, whoop-de-whoop. So like you said, they got Immaculata get kids from everywhere, but I feel like the group of talent that Weekway do have, you could be from wherever, and it's gonna be tough to beat that squad. So shout out to Brian Logan. Union City knocked off Clifton. Shout out to those guys at Union City. Coach Valdez, you know, my guy Lamar McKnight.
I want to say something about that.
Go ahead.
You know, my neighbor plays for Clifton, you know, so I'm outside yesterday in the yard talking to his mom and dad. And what I think is going on with Union City, that they basically chin checking everybody, it's been a long time since people saw that wing T. Because the kids were saying like that shit, it was so confusing, you know, like not knowing where the ball was. They executing, they're carrying out their fakes, you know, and it's punching everybody in the chin right now because you don't see it anymore. Yeah. So you can't scheme for it and practice with your scout team because you're running it this week to give that team a look, but this is what Union City does now.
And even with your scout team, you probably won't even get the full effect off that, you know? So shout out to my guys, man, get right, you know. Just saw him this weekend too. He's a part of the tailgate as well. So shout out to those guys, Union City. West Orange, dun 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 dun. West Orange versus Irvington. Battle of Irvington right there, believe it or not. You know, the Grant family, Irvington, Smoke, Irvington. Shout out to number 8, Tony. Kai, I forget his full name, but number 8, the running back at Irvington, is definitely killing it out here right now. Him and number 6 was just like double teaming the game, and then with a Don Shula supporting it with it, you know, being a father who he is. Obviously, everybody's, you know, got a game plan for him, and to see those other guys come up and step up, it was big. But on West Orange side, man, Miles Snead continued to show why he's a dog. Sabor Kareem, shout out to you, man. Congratulations on your commitment to Illinois, man. Job well done.
We're in Michigan State offer this week too. All right, so we're gonna kick off the private school section. We go back into your weekly predictions. So we're gonna start it with DePaul Delbarton. Who'd you have?
I had DePaul.
Yeah, you had Coach Sheed.
Yeah, Sheed.
It looks like DePaul made good on that 21-10 being the final score. Shout out again to the freshman quarterback at DePaul, Derek Zamet.
Holding it down.
I hope I'm not butchering your name. He came in, and again, we can go through the history of the Big North. When's the last time a freshman started quarterback in the Big North? Quarterback.
Dang, I got to go back to like.
You ain't gonna find it, bro.
Nah, you right.
You be hard pressed to find sophomores before the very recent.
That's right. That's right.
So as a freshman, this guy's coming in.
Masai Mena did it.
Started? No, he didn't.
He started in the game.
Started,
he started against St. John Bosco. He did.
Jonathan Lewis was there.
He was there, but they had one with Masai that
for one quarter.
Yeah,
for one quarter.
I guess when he started.
And then Zamet is a starting quarterback.
Okay.
This is, I don't know what's going on because I don't know.
They had the other kid was starting. He came
Patrick Grosser. So I don't know what's going on. I'm assuming there's maybe an injury there or something because he only had. I looked at his stats. He threw 2 passes in that game. But Derek Zamet went 14 of 22 for 158 yards and 2 touchdowns as a freshman, and the W over Delbarton. Des Jones again, good old Des.
Yeah.
8 receptions, 122 yards and 2 touchdowns.
It's tough to stop that kid, man.
Yeah, man. I look forward to when DePaul and them finally they meet up with Red Bank. Because that's really when I think the only time that each one of those teams are tested. And it's always a really good game. So I'm anticipating that. I don't want to get too far down the road.
Yeah.
That could be, finals, semifinal playoff matchup. But I'm really interested in seeing that. So that game, DePaul beat Delbarton 21-10. Delbarton looked like they had a spark at one point. I had a gentleman in our comments on the page said, keep an eye on Delbarton. And I'm like, yo, we watching. Because I know that I was taking notice, I know we talked amongst ourselves and I was like, yo, this is a really good team, that just had some bad breaks. Seemed to be reeling down towards the end. So,
Sheed and the guys pull it off, man. Go ahead, I want to know on that one.
Next one, Don Bosco Prep versus PC. You said Don Bosco Prep landslide.
Shout out to what's my battle rapper name?
I know you talking about
Calico, man, landslide. So
56-21. It was a tight game going into the half.
Shout out to Russo, man. He continued to get those guys up, and they still putting up points, man. So I take the good from it with them, and I see how they. They're going to flip this whole situation. So, but Bosco a little bit too much for them. We talked about that. They're too much for the state. So there's nothing to hold your head down about. You faced a tough Bosco team, experienced Bosco team with guys that started since they were freshmen on the offensive line. So salute to you guys, man. But it was landslide.
Salute to Kayvon Harper, the quarterback at Paramus Catholic.
Dog.
Yes,
like him.
Yeah, he's been on a tear. 10 of 18 for 220 yards. Nick Manacucci seems to be getting into his stride, the quarterback at Bosco. He's getting better each game.
How my favorite player doing right now, man? Talk about my man Logan Bush.
We're gonna work there. We're gonna get to Nick's stats. Nick was 13 of 17 for 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. Logan Bush. 15 carries for 168 yards and 3 touchdowns. Talk about showing up.
Pay attention.
Talking about showing up. Yeah, so, again, that game was tight going into the half. There was very little defense being played. Thing that I get on the teams about. And I love Bosco, right? Because I talk about, I've one time compared Bosco's defense. I said Bosco can't stop a newborn baby from walking. They went out there and beat Bergen. That week. But I heard nothing from their crowd about it. You know what I'm saying? They accepted the challenge and handled their business. And And I respect that, you know, because on this show, when I give some input on what I see from the outside looking in, I'm not emotionally involved. So I can see things that teams can't see about themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
If you fix what I'm talking about, that can be the difference in your season.
True.
Some teams choose to get upset, right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to touch on that later. I'm going to save that for later. So Bosco went out there. You know, they went into the half. They were up. I believe they were up 28-21 or 35-21, something really close like that. And then, you know, coming out the half, they did, like you said, what veteran teams do and pulled away from them, you know. But moving right along, man, you know, the next game we had was another game you picked, St. Joe's versus Seton Hall Prep.
Oh, shout out to the Joes right now, you know. That was a tight one too early.
What made you pick that? Like, what was your grounds based on picking Joe's on that one?
So
you 3-0 at this point, right?
Yeah. I felt that Joe's was just gonna be a little bit too strong for him. And shout out to my man, young Nate Bailey. You know what I mean?
Welcome to the party, Nate.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
The diaper dandy, you know. He's making plays early right now. Scored his first high school touchdown. He had 2 of them tutties. You know what I mean?
Wrong one. You know what the crazy thing about it was, his mom, the day before the game, she made a post about him. You know, basically like giving you vibes like she knew he was about to get off this week.
Yeah.
And then there that goes.
Shout out to Mom Dukes, man. She go hard. That's they like Batman and Robin with that, John.
Love it. So for that game, you had Joey Gaston went 7-12 for 120 yards and 1 touchdown passing. That was his passing yards. He rushed for 8 carries for 111 yards.
Wow.
You know,
how the 3-headed come through?
That game right there was pretty much a Joey Gaston and Yasin Willis show.
Okay.
You know, wasn't much of a 3-head. Foster. So in that game, St. Joe suffered some setbacks. Jovan Williams broke his tibia or fibula, one of the two. John Forster suffered a shoulder injury, was out of the game, and they lost the lineman. You know, wishing all you guys the best, speedy recovery.
So, also, my man Luke Tunchi. Luke Henrik.
Yes.
Luke Henrik, man, get well soon.
They've had a lot of bad breaks, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
this year. And I just wish all you guys a speedy recovery. Also, while we talking about Luke Henrik, I feel like we owe him an apology because when he got injured, we kind of didn't even talk about that. We went on to talking about the sub, right? Because we were so surprised that the little guy came in and made the noise he made. And just want to say, yo, wish you well, get well soon.
Get well soon.
You know what I'm saying? And all the injured kids, man, like, you know, we don't want to overlook that. You know, we want to let you guys know, you know, we respect what you do.
Yeah.
You know, and we hope you all get well soon or whatever. But so for St. Joe's, a big pick was a kid, Jameer Joseph had a pick 6, a return, and Leo Tiblio had an interception. Your boy.
My boy. Oh, Jimmy, can I talk about my man Jimmy Mullen too? Jimmy Mullen, man, congratulations. You know, your commitment to Virginia Tech, man, 2-way joint, man, wrestling and playing football. You know, God bless you, man.
Liam Lundigan, did I say it right?
Oh, yeah, the quarterback. Let's talk about it. Seton Hall Prep?
Yeah, it's 24 for 38, 229 yards and 2 TDs.
Okay, Liam, let's go, baby. Make it happen.
That game, you know, St. Joe's actually was a very close game, actually going into the third quarter. Seton Hall Prep led that game 17-10.
Okay.
Am I correct? Seton Hall Prep led 17-10. St. Joe's comes back to win that 42-17. High-powered offense, you know, and that's the thing. But, again, to my theme, Joe's, they don't play 4 quarters. So at the beginning of the season, they was giving you the first and the second quarter, and then they check out after halftime.
Yeah.
Now, they still on the bus for the first and second quarter, and then they check in after halftime. Guys got to show some consistency and play 4 quarters, you know. Don't take it out on me. Don't take it as me hating. I don't get nothing from hating. I'm trying to help you. You know, you got to play 4 quarters. Now time for the big one.
Talk about it.
So you was 3-0 at this point.
Yeah.
Now you 3-1. We had Bergen Catholic versus St. Peter's Prep.
Yeah.
You picked St. Peter's Prep based on what?
I picked Prep because I felt like, and still feel like Prep team is a high caliber team, like offensively. I felt that they will outscore Bergen if it came down to it. You know what I'm saying? They needed to get stops. I feel like we talked about it. Bergen got more stops, you know, and it showed. So, but I did pick them because I felt that they would outscore Bergen, and I did feel like at that time the defense was just going to turn up. It was the atmosphere at Bergen. Prep, you know, it's a good rivalry they have there. So I just went with the underdogs. Everybody who felt like Prep wasn't going to do it, I wanted to be the one that say Prep could do it.
All right, so 42-27, Bergen Catholic.
Yeah.
So
Close to the 50 ball.
Again, as I said, don't hate the message, man. You know, see, the truth sound like hate to those who hate the truth, right? And the truth is, Prep don't play defense. That's it. I said to you.
I say that, keep it a buck, man. Nobody in the Big North plays defense.
But we talking about Prep right now.
Okay, all right.
All right, so Prep don't play defense. And that was the thing. I said Prep can score with the best of them. But when you got a team that hangs their hat on defense, they're going to get more stops than you. And that's what we saw play out in that game. So,
right.
Again,
Look.
As I said about St. Joe's, can I just get the mic right now? And then I'm going to give it to you.
Go ahead.
As I said about St. Joe's, hear the message. Don't kill the messenger. Hear the message. Because if you make the adjustment based on the message I'm giving you, that can change your playoff run. Because Nas, you believe Bosco is the father. I believe all these teams is separated by little to none. And it's all about just a play here and a play there that can change who we see with the goal ball at the end. Yeah. So when I look at Prep, you know, and I say they don't play defense, Prep's been fortunate enough. You know how they say winning is the ultimate deodorant, right? Mm-hmm. Winning is the ultimate deodorant. Prep stink against St. Joe's, but they won. So they got to spray some Tom Ford on it, and they forgot they stink.
Oh.
No, and they forgot they stink, right? And then all your guys, nobody checked it. Like, we had a problem.
Okay.
We had a problem. We let these young boys put up points. They don't got no business doing that. We Prep. Hear the message. Don't get insulted. Hear the message. Okay? And then you go on, you see like an experienced Bosco team. And your offense is reeling again. And you almost pulled it out again. But you look at it and you say, well, that's Bosco. So you attribute their points to them being Bosco, and you don't focus on, we need to tighten up some things on this defense. So again, spray some more Tom Ford on it. Then you go up there in Oradell. They turn the heat up. Start sweating, the Tom Ford come off, and you smell like Baduki. You smell like Baduki. You know what that is, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is just take a shower. Just take a shower, man. Go in there, accept that it is what it is. Coach Champ and them got them rolling on the offense. You get what I'm saying? They can score with the best of them. If them guys on the defense take some pride in what they do going into the playoffs, they can walk away with the golden ball because they can score with the best of them. If they can just pull off 2 or 3 stops when it's really needed to happen, who can stop them?
The way the game started, the way Zion Fowler, he went up for that.
Oh!
That was crazy, you know?
Yeah, man.
And then Hassan Moore, he came to the party, and then Kenyon was there.
So you got everything you wanted.
With the speedy.
So let's break this down. I'm glad you brought that up to play, right? So going into the game, I said that I felt that if Prep can rush for over 100 yards, they can win that game. Prep, okay, so what we have here, we have Champ numbers were sick.
And another thing I want to say too before I forget, man. It's another dual monster, too, and it's just that they small, but don't sleep on Giles. That kid Giles at St. Peter's Prep number 9, he's a dog too, and him and Speedy, they complement each other very, very well. And I just watching them over the games, I'm like, oh, they got a little duo going on there too now. So I just wanted to mention that, you know what I mean, before I got lost in it. But
okay, so back to Coach Champ. Coach Champ was 20 of 36 for 334 yards and 4 TDs, right? Speedy, 23 carries, 96 yards. To me, that's doing enough to win. That's doing enough to win, because I didn't even get into Giles. I'm just getting into the guys who led them, right? Now when you go into the receiving end of things, Kenyon, 7 receptions, 140 yards, 2 TDs. Zion, 6 receptions, 118 yards, 2 TDs. Isn't that enough to win a game?
I mean, yeah, then you got to flip it and then go to, when you look at Bergen got kids like that kid Nair Daniels that played that I hope I said his last name right, or Nair, big number 79, Brick City alum, playing left tackle. They just, listen, no. Listen what I'm telling you. They mauled him. He was mauling.
Everybody mauled him. That's my point. So, like, I get that you're a Brick City guy. You want to give him a shout out. It's a great chance to give a plug. But he didn't do nothing ain't nobody else been doing.
No, he was a little different. He was a little bigger, man. I'm telling you, man.
Okay, a little bigger. So who was he mauling then? You don't want to do it.
No,
you don't want to do it.
Whoever was in front of him saying that time, I don't know.
Who was in front of him?
I didn't see all of that.
Because I remember before you told DJ and Sade they need to get their butt back. Who need to get their butt back this week?
I don't know. I mean, listen. This episode is brought to you by Keep It a Buck Clothing. Stay true to yourself and what you wear and keep it a buck.
Some people think what I do is easy, but they wrong. I'ma keep it a buck with you. I'm a different breed.
Come back. Oh, move. Come on, work. Good.
Stay true to yourself and what you wear. Keep it a buck. Yes, sir.
In regards to the defense again, so now we have to get into the Bergen offense and what those guys produced.
So for me, watching Bergen, I want to talk about their defense first before we get into, let's say, the offense, all right? So the defense, seeing Kai Sanders flying around there, being grown. But I was really, really impressed with the kid Mercer, Malachi Mercer, and the kid 24, Ethan. Kid was a dog, man. 24, definitely a dog. Shout out to Mercer. He
always say his name.
He committed to Columbia. He just committed to Columbia. But I was very impressed. Shout out to DJ. DJ just was like a father. He blocked
DJ's a cheat code, yo.
Yeah. It's like he got all the like power, like in the
but
game.
I'm gonna tell you
he
something.
get all the men in contra.
He limped off.
Yeah, but
but he didn't put pressure on it. And if that guy is not ready to go, like, cause he brings something like he's a cheat code, so that's like a factor. Like, you know what I'm saying? That other teams just don't have.
He get 5 men every time. Like he get like, it's crazy, bro. Like I watched him. He blocked the field goal, blocked the punt, just disrupt everything, like, and then get the ball and then score a touchdown. I was like, wow, like, keep doing what you do, brother. But I was very impressed with Sadir Mitchell, the Texas commit. Young boy is different, bro. Word is bond, man. I finally get to see him up close like that and watching him move, and he making plays on the other side of the field, and for him to get low to make tackles on Speedy, I was like, oh my God, it don't matter who you are, he can tackle you. And just watching him move, and he earned my respect with that. He definitely a dog. He going places major. But on the offense, I guess we could talk about it, man. For me, my pop-out player, definitely, I have to give him his props. It's Lil Vito, man.
Dom Campanelli.
Lil Campanelli, man.
Did he sell that play action?
He just dope, man. The play action, him keeping the ball, him leading the troops. He definitely like he's gonna be another cheat code with the father and son combination, being on the field, being a extension of his dad on the field, being a coach, leading like that. You can see it at being that young, doing it like that. He looked real good, you know. And then the kid that you talked about, your boy Quincy, number 0.
Quincy Porter. Those are 225 kids too. You know, y'all know I love the 25 class.
That's gonna be a dangerous combination right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So shout out to those guys, man. Quincy, you know, he's a father. He was just abusing them. He was abusing shit, you know, watching them. 6, 6, 6. It's like 3 of them girls, you know.
He's about 6'5" too, man. He got the great size, and his body's only gonna mature physically. Definitely gonna be a headliner in the state, in the country, actually. So Dom Campanelli in that game went 5 of 6 for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns. Saeed, that's where, you know, the damage comes from, because that's that line of scrimmage, controlling the line of scrimmage.
Shout out to Saeed, man. Like I said, and then back to the line, man. Hey, look, man. I know we talked about, one thing that we was talking about is like how Bosco, you know, might have mauled their D-line or whatever. I don't know if we lit the fire underneath them. But they got another kid too, number 91. I don't know what's his name, but he's a dog too. Oh my God. And he's a junior, 2024. So he's, when Sadir leave, he's just gonna take over.
Oh, you're talking about Elijah Kinsler.
He tough. Kinsler.
Kinsler.
Yeah, that's him. He definitely, he's tough, man. So and another one, man, like I said, like, shout out to my man, the kid Daquan Stewart. He plays 2 ways. So after Zion got him.
Yeah, we can't just gloss over that, because I got a request. You called my phone, and I apologize to you, because Daquan do make noise. Yeah. And I haven't been giving him the proper respect based upon the impact he's been having on the game. So I said to you, Nas, I apologize. I'm going to tune in.
Yeah.
I tune in, and the first thing I see is Zion Fowler going down the sideline, doing Zion Fowler type of stuff to him.
That's Zion Fowler. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is
this. I'm gonna say that. You will too.
Every dog gets his bone one day, right? But the thing with Daquan, he can go on offense and get his back too.
I hear that.
So he did get one going downfield on him. So you know, I got to give him his props for just continuing to compete, because some kids like that.
Going to a shell.
Heck yeah, you get in a big game like that, you get the first touchdown thrown on you.
But he played for Bergen. They're not curling.
Nah, and then he guess what? He's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because now I get to come back and do that again. So if you look at it again, what else did he give up? Any more of those? I don't know.
Oh. Shout out to Haas, man. Hassan with the guy. That was a play. If y'all would have won, that play really looked like something. Whoa.
Bro, which one?
The one where he hurdled dude.
Oh, okay.
It kept moving like, hey.
I say, which one?
Like, and that's what it is. It's a tale of 2 tapes, because I'm going to be honest.
What about the
I'm
other
in love
catch?
with that offense. I'm in love, like, look at all the pieces, man. We didn't talk about Speedy. You didn't talk about Giles. We didn't talk about Zion. We didn't talk about Kenny. Then we talk about Coach Champ.
But then they got a kid, number 7, that he just came back to the lineup as well. And then not even to mention number 88. And then they got some weapons.
I have a suggestion.
He's still doing.
I have a suggestion. Take 2 of them and put them on defense. Okay, moving right along.
Okay. All right. So
yeah.
But so Sadir Mitchell, holding it down, man, being this physical run stopper, doing that. He could chase anybody now. He had Champ moving out that pocket, man. And but my MVP definitely goes to Lil Campanelli, man. He earned my respect. You know, salute to you, young man. You got a future doing that.
You know, I like the tough guys, right? So Saeed with the 23 carries for 138 yards and 1 touchdown.
He's built like a grown man.
Loved it.
I love that kid too. Shout out to Saeed.
And to go with, you know, the eye-popping stats that Kenyon and Zion put up, young Quincy Porter, class of 2025.
Yeah.
6'5" wide receiver, 3 receptions.
Yes.
3.
Yeah.
for 137
Yeah.
and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He had a day.
Yeah.
So
The first one was a real familiar. That was a real familiar one.
Yeah. I mean, what you know about that?
I mean, that one was on my boy. So it's just like we got to get back to the lab, but keep it a buck like anything else. Kid got busy.
So this is the part where we headed now. We're turning the corner. It's almost playoff time.
Yeah.
You can get mad. You can cue your DJ up like you did last time, cut my voice up and all of that, and make hype videos based on that. Or you could take my advice, make a few changes, and get you a gold ball. Because you got the offense to get it done, St. Peter's. Y'all got it. You know what I'm saying? And you got the talent. Because when I think about it, you told me, number 7's back. That's too much on the offense. These guys can all move. So why?
So Haas play defense too. Right. But I really feel like this, man. It's gonna be tough to beat St. Peter's Prep twice. And one thing about Prep is this: they're gonna get back in the lab and they're gonna fix what they gotta fix. Because obviously they know what it is that they have to fix. So they're gonna get that. When? I mean, right now that
because you told me,
like you just said though, the cologne wore off. The heat is up now, so they smell themselves now. Like that. So even they smell themselves. So them kids is locked in. Like the next day, my boy was right back. My son was on the path. He went to catch the path. The path wasn't working. Not the path. I'm sorry. The light rail. The light rail wasn't working. He could easily be like, the light rail not working. Let's go back home. He's like, nah. Could you get me to Penn Station? Because I got to get back there to get to watch film. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. You got to rebound, get back to it, and see how it is. But I would love to see that matchup. I think.
Oh, we're gonna see some good ones, right? Because there's a lot of get back in this.
Yeah.
Bergen, Old Bosco, right?
Yeah, but no, I can't forget. Before we leave this, I can't. Yeah, Bergen definitely Old Bosco. Bergen Old Bosco. I want to see that too. But that only could happen for the state championship.
We don't know how these brackets work out because I've once witnessed a bracket where Bergen, Joe's, and Bosco was all on the same side. They all had.
Was that the year St. Peter's Prep won the state championship?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think Jalen Berger's senior year. So, but I'm hoping it's spread out because then you're gonna see a lot of rematches, right? You might see St. Peter's Prep and St. Joe's. You might see Bergen and Bosco. You might see Bergen and St. Peter's Prep.
Yeah.
It's just all good football, right? And if Joe's don't take me personal and say, you know what, we need to play some defense. Well, I think they gave up on defense at Joe's. I'm going to be honest with you. We just need to play 4 quarters worth of offense. If they can do what St. Peter's does and give you 4 quarters
They just held Seton Hall Prep to 17 points.
Respectfully? Seton Hall Prep don't put up numbers like that.
But, hey, listen.
Respectfully.
All right, I got you. So I got to see that this week because when you do the because we got
and like again, those injuries is going to take its toll. I
got you. But
so if they can just get like Prep and play 4 quarters worth of offense, they can be in a lot of games. I gave up on defense for them. I still think Prep has hope. The Green Knights. Next year's defense, I think you guys are going to be really good. But I still say, sorry, Nas. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. No, you got it.
I still say the separation between all of these teams is so fine, right? That we could see St. Peter's, because they owe Bergen and Bosco. Upset one of those two. And if St. Peter's knocks off one of those two, that clears a way for another. Like, this is going to be real interesting.
It's going to be tough to beat Bosco. It's going to be tough. See, one thing about I just want St. Peter's Prep to do, we just got to tackle, cover, little stuff like that. What I'm saying is, when it get cold, it's hard to stop a team that's really running the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. That's tough. So that's the only thing I look at when it's wintertime. So now, if they just say knuckle up like it's time to go to war, and I think that you'll get that. I think you can see who thud more in practice. You can see who more physical in practice because that's what they wearing it. Everybody on defense and there's no knock to no one, but they like nice guys. You know what I'm saying? And when you see Bergen, it's like they was just nasty. They was just it's the tell of who wanted it more. Maybe that's what it is.
will be open 6 years. My studio is called True Definition, and we used to be a different spot in the building. We just moved into this spot in January. And we have the guys come in for their combine training. We do once to twice, sometimes 3 times a week, where the guys come in and they do maybe half hour on the machines, half hour on the aerials. Then I also teach them some mat yoga upstairs in the field house. And that's how the relationship started. So I've had a lot of professional athletes come through. Probably one of my first ones was Antonio Cromartie, and we have Tim Boyle, who is on the Detroit Lions, and we have Mike Dunn from Cleveland, and so many other guys too that come through, guys that are up and coming. We get to watch them go through the draft, and it is super rewarding, and they all come out of it with the same attitude. They're so happy. It's their favorite time in the week because they get to stretch, do some meditation even, relaxation, mobility, and all the deep inner core work. Basically, I am like a puzzle piecer, so that's what I kind of consider it, right? I fill in the gaps. So whatever they're not getting in any of their other training, I provide for them. So if they need more deep inner core work, you can do a total body workout on these machines and be completely challenged, but they might not need that. So then I fill in the gaps for what they need. We have an Instagram, and it's true, TRUE_definition, DEFINITION, underscore again, and NJ. So True Definition New Jersey. That's our Instagram. And from there, we have a link tree, and it will give you all the links for the rest of our social media. And my website, if you want to check out more details, is true-definition.com.
So this week games, we got some nice matches. What we got in the public school joint? Huh?
We got Union City versus Union this week. So the battle of the unions, you know what I mean? Who could keep that name was, I guess. But week way and everybody, they enter in the playoffs. So we'll see what's going on, man.
So I think it's safe to say we got Union City for that game, right?
Definitely Union City. Union City smoking. I got Union City smoking Union's boots.
They're on their way to a special season right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tap in with Union City.
They got the coaching staff too.
Shout
out to Union though, man. Like I like Union too. I got the coaching staff. They my people too as well.
They're struggling this year though.
Yeah. They might be a little young on the young side.
They're struggling.
So, I mean, what we got this week in the privates?
So we got Don Bosco Prep versus DePaul. What you like?
I just Bosco too much. I'm not gonna say landslide. I don't think she built like that. You know. I'm gonna go. They gonna have to score DePaul, so he gonna get 3 on you, she. And then they gonna get 3 on you, 3 to 4, 28-14, something like that. Y'all always end up like that.
I usually keep quiet around this time, except for when I feel like we kind of off a lot. A lot of respect for Coach Sheed. I watched him a few times. Their weaknesses is Bosco's strength. I think Bosco wins that 31-7.
Ooh.
35-14 max.
Oh, so you added another tutty on top of my 2-8.
Respectfully.
Hold me down, Sheed.
She know my brother, man. We chop it up on a lot of the back channel, but again, just keep it a buck, not keep it a friend.
Oh,
you know?
Okay.
So, all right. We got St. Peter's Prep versus Seton Hall Prep. So this is like that St. Peter's pedigree. Coach Fitz, Coach Hanson, Coach Fitz. Even when he struggles, it seems like he in their locker room, like he knows, like he has their huddle.
Now this.
Yo, did y'all change our huddle code? Because he might have it.
Because he was there all them years. I don't know. He definitely plays. He definitely plays St. Peter's Prep well. I just feel like, for me, I do feel like Prep just took one, and they gonna be like, we got to get back. You know, kids gonna lock in. I feel like it's, and they playing them at Caven Point. It's got to be probably at Caven Point on a Friday night. Crowd all in it. That's when Prep play their best ball. They're not the 1 a.m., the 1 p.m. games, they kind of lag on that a little bit. I think the night
I never
games,
thought about that. That's
they
a good
prime
point.
time for it. So I got prep at least by 3 tutties. 3 tutties, and I said that. I know Fitz got the mastermind with it. I think he gonna figure out how to pick the defense apart a little bit. So it's gonna be like a high flying early, but I think once they settle down,
Pull off.
I think Prep gonna run away with it.
I like that. Bergen Catholic versus PC. Let me just give you some background. I think that Bergen gonna really focus on giving PC a beating, and the reason why is because the people I know at Bergen, there's been some people tweeting or putting stuff up on Instagram, about what they're gonna do and what the future is gonna look like, and I think Bergen's gonna want to smash all hope out of them. Just a thought.
Can we just talk about the Bergen freshman versus Paramus Catholic game then?
Oh, that's
first?
dope.
Let's talk about that because since that's the future, I think we should talk about that. Now, a couple weeks ago, I did say PC was the future, and you a mastermind in so many different ways that you kind of was like, oh, you try to stop me on that, and there's no knock to PC freshman, but when you lose to St. Peter's Prep.
No disrespect to St. Peter's Prep.
No disrespect to
They
Prep.
got cotton on their helmets. Like they playing real games with the fur on top. And they went and beat blood out of PC.
They did.
I said, yo, how y'all like, come on, man.
Yeah, they knocked y'all off. What's real is real. We keeping it a buck, not keeping it a friend. So, and I got a lot of friends on PC, like family members. So you know what, man? At the end of the day, they did get you guys. And then Bosco came through and said, "You the future." What?
So I thought, I'm gonna be honest with you.
And then hold on, no. They said PC brought all of their players back for that game. Was that true?
Yeah, that's why. So again, I said what I said, and then I seen like the troops had rallied because the whole scandal had happened at PC, and they wanted to straighten some things out to show what the future looked like. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, I'm like, ooh, that's cheat code. You bringing some guys down.
Yeah, already played Vars.
Man, I looked up, 30 bagel. It was like 30
they didn't
bagel late
score.
in the game. Didn't score. They scored. They got 8 at the end when Bosco called off the dogs.
Oh.
So, again, like, see, I paid attention. I watched, right? And when you are a private school that can bring in who you want to bring, you're supposed to beat up certain public school teams. And I'm going to leave those names because some proud programs and all of that. And I have, a parent, I'm going to leave him names because he don't want to be part of this right now, but he texts me every week. And I say, I've been watching this stuff for a while. You can't really say what your season's going to be until you start to see the 6, right?
Yeah.
DePaul, St. Peter's, Paramus Catholic, St. Joe's, Bergen Catholic, and Don Bosco Prep. If you got 7 wins and none of those came outside of there, you don't have any wins yet. So that's why I'm like, yo, just chill. Let's wait and let's see. I seen some close games. I'm like, it's alarming. It shouldn't be that.
I just know the talent that they have on that team. Some of the talent, you know what I mean? I think that they're a very talented group. What happened was I didn't get a chance to see everybody else.
I was about to say.
And then once I heard
there's some
about
talented 26 teams.
Shout out to St. Peter's Prep. They got sprinkled. I'm not saying that their freshman team not good. I'm just saying they have sprinkled of those type of beastie kids. And one thing Prep do well with their kids, the kids that's not developed, they know how to develop kids. So they make kids that's from nothing, never played, just jumped on freshmen, and you see them by the time they're junior.
That team that went over there and smoked PC boots wasn't supposed to be able to play.
That's crazy. And then now they play Bergen. So they could finish out 0-3 with that
in
one,
the games that count.
So they'll be, oh wow, okay.
And and then the thing is, got the call today from Bosco. Because again, there was a Instagram message that went out from a guy over there that had said, now you're going to see the future. We have a dominant freshman team and a dominant JV team. And Bergen and Bosco's about to get some of that. And Bosco said, we don't know what Bergen about to get, but we return package. Return package to sender.
Yeah,
on every level.
Yeah.
So now we'll tune into the Bergen game. And
they knocked them. PC was undefeated with the JV. I'm glad. Shout out to the kids that's out here playing JV as well, man. But they JV was undefeated.
I didn't know that.
They lost to Bosco?
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out to the kids playing JV. My boy scored a touchdown today, man. Shout out to Lil Nas.
Man.
Word. But so the varsity matchup, man, I got I don't wanna keep saying this word. But shout out to my man Calico. Landslide. Bergen.
Now here's the funny thing. I hope Bergen don't go in there overlooking PC.
And Bergen might pull the dogs off though.
Because if you go in there and overlook them, they can score too.
They can score 41.
And the thing about that is, if Bergen's not a team that wants to play from 14 back. So if you overlook them, let's give a fairy tale scenario. PC comes out and they score. They onside kick it, they get the ball back, they score again. So if they better take that game serious, because PC got talent, bro.
You know what? You're right. I listen, I'm still going landslide, but I'm gonna tell you, I still feel like PC is a good football team. I'm telling you that, like you said, right? I look at it like this. I just feel like Bergen is nasty. It's the Bergen that we talked about. We was talking about in the beginning of the year until they lost to Bosco, and then we was like, oh, everybody hopped back off the Bergen because Bosco was right back to where it was. But the thing, what I'm saying is they just filthy with it. And when they all clicking like they clicking right now, that I sure they must was focused against St. Peter's. If they come out against Paramus Catholic the way they came out against St. Peter's Prep, man, brother.
Yeah,
that might be saying CP, like Chris Partridge. That's what he's gonna say, not PC. And that's just keeping it a buck.
Yeah, so moving right along, man. Last but not least, SJR versus Delbarton. What you got, brother? Keep in mind the injury report I just gave you too.
I just feel like Delbarton might have some injuries too, but I'm going with I think it's gonna be a good. See, Delbarton plays Joe's tight. They always play like a good. They've been playing everybody all year tight. You know what I'm saying? I just think that right now, that could be the upset. That could be the upset.
I can see that.
I just think that St. Joe's going to be too much. I just think that they're not going to allow for with all the injuries and everything. I think mentally that's what's going to kick in. And that's why you see the guys like Nate Bellies, the younger guys coming up, showing these older guys, look, man, I could help out too. I just think that Joe's going to be it's going to be a tough game. I just think Joe's going to end it off on them. And hopefully they get some of their guys back before the playoffs and everything like that. But Delbarton is a tough team.
Yeah, I can't pick it.
So I'm going to go Joe's.
All right, there you have it. Big Body Nas got Don Bosco Prep, St. Peter's Prep, Bergen Catholic, and St. Joe's for this week.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with, man. Shout out to everybody who tuned in to Keep It a Buck. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And keep it a buck.
And again, it's just our opinions. Every week, you have an opportunity to prove us wrong. It's just our opinions.
We keeping it a buck, not keeping it a friend.
All right. Sometimes we with you, sometimes we against you. But we respect you every time.
That's it.
Peace.
Peace.